On my previous trips, I have visited Houston, Midland, and Lubbock and learned about the oil and gas industry and local communities. I got a tour from Pioneer of fracking and some drilling. I came away with an understanding of how this industry is not just an economic feature of Texas, but a cultural one. And today, and I met people whose families have been working in energy for generations. It's hard, honest work. They're proud of it. And today, I'm excited to continue our dialogue. To start, I want to say that this country has never solved any great problem, whether it's sending men to the moon or winning a world war or beating back a pandemic, without the participation of both political parties. And in Congress, I have 3 energy priorities that I think are ripe for bipartisan cooperation right now. First, permitting reform. In the 118th Congress, we can work together to make it easier, not harder, to build things. For my Republican colleagues, this means looking beyond just oil and gas and truly investing in an all-of-the-above energy strategy. In the coming decades, we have to build massive amounts of energy infrastructure, including transmission lines, solar, wind power, carbon capture, nuclear, and more. And Texas is a great example of this energy future. We know the state is a global leader in oil and gas, but it also leads elsewhere. The American Clean Power Association found that Texas is the national leader in clean energy development, just ahead of my home state of California, which might bring some smiles in this room, because everyone likes to be bigger in Texas. All right, so you're bigger than California in clean energy. This state is first in the nation in wind power and second in solar and storage. 40% of the electricity in Texas comes from wind, solar, and nuclear. We can learn valuable lessons from Texas and admit that picking technology winners and losers is a failed strategy, whether you're focused solely on natural gas in Texas or solar power in California. On permitting reform, my Democratic colleagues have to accept that environmental laws written in the 1970s, primarily to stop bad projects, can and should be updated to meet the environmental challenges of today, and we can work together to speed up our processes without sacrificing environmental outcomes. My second priority is making our energy system cleaner. We all agree that oil and gas isn't going away anytime soon. We also can agree that making U.S. oil and gas production cleaner is good for the economy and the environment. For the oil and gas industry, the focus must be on methane, a superpollutant more potent and harmful than CO2. Last year, Democrats passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which included billions of dollars to monitor and reduce methane emissions at oil and gas facilities. This money can help address the methane problem without breaking the bank for companies. And I'd love to work with you to make sure that this money is spent effectively in California to help your producers make this advance.
Greetings, friends. I have big news to share with you this Monday. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has made a big announcement regarding inflation and the current state of the economy. Governors are now putting leftover crisis relief funds towards new one-time direct deposits. And friends, these checks would be worth hundreds of dollars. Friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the new details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing 2 winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the giveaway, friends, do click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, my friends, of winning the giveaways. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said today that she believes U.S. inflation remains too high, but that a soft landing is on the radar. During an interview with CNN News, Yellen said the Federal Reserve's efforts to date to bring down inflation while also maintaining a strong labor market appear achievable. She also stated, obviously, there are risks, and the global situation we face is very uncertain. But generally, if you look over the last year, inflation has been coming down. And I know the Fed is committed to continuing the process of bringing it down to a more normal level. Yellen also said the only solution for that issue is for Congress to meet its responsibility, as it's done in recent history, to raise a debt ceiling to pay for spending already authorized. Now, it is up to lawmakers on the state and federal level to approve extra relief for the American people. every Michigan tax filer would receive a $180 check from the state this year. It's part of a plan pitched by Governor Gretchen Whitmer and her fellow Democrats. At a recent event, Governor Whitmer unveiled the one-time proposal that would cost the state $800 million this year. She was also joined by House Speaker Joe Tate and Senator Winnie Brinks. Governor Whitmer said, "Everyone is going to get a little relief, but people that are working hard and struggling are going to get additional relief." Democrats are advocating for immediate distribution of the $180 rebates, which would be sent to the state's estimated 5 million tax filers. The rebate is for individual tax filers, so if a couple files a joint return, they would receive one payment rather than $360. Children are ineligible for this rebate. Governor Whitmer clarified that Democrats were working to have a targeted impact on people that needed the most help, while also heeding calls for broader relief. Democrats have a slim majority in both chambers of the legislature and would need some support from Republicans to pass the measure. The debate comes as Michigan has a surplus of about $9 billion, and families are struggling with inflation, which peaked at 9.1% in June 2022. Governor Whitmer and Democrats also want to expand the Earned Income Tax Credit to 30% of the federal version from the current 6%, and also roll back the state's so-called pension tax on retirement income. So Whitmer said on Monday, the goal is to equalize exemptions for public and private pension income, but offered few specifics. Now, friends, the Biden administration's plan to cancel up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt for millions of Americans will come under scrutiny by the Supreme Court this Tuesday. But with a cost of roughly $400 billion, a group of 6 states and 2 borrowers from Texas are now pushing the Supreme Court to invalidate the program and argue the Biden administration unlawfully invoked the crisis to claim breathtaking and transformative power. Arguments in the pair of cases to be heard by the justices this Tuesday are the culmination of a political and constitutional clash that has left millions of borrowers in limbo. The Department of Education in November stopped accepting applications for the program, and loan service providers are prevented from discharging any debt. The court is set to consider 2 questions when it convenes for arguments. First, whether the states and borrowers have the legal right to challenge the program. It is a concept known as standing. And then whether the Biden administration exceeded its authority with its plan to eliminate $430 billion of federal student loan debt. Biden's loan forgiveness program would cancel up to $10,000 in federal student debt for Americans earning less than $125,000 a year, and an additional $10,000 for recipients of Pell Grants, which are awarded to students with the greatest financial need. The Department of Education said its legal authority for the student debt cancellation rests on a 2003 law that authorizes the Education Secretary to waive or modify student financial assistance programs for borrowers in connection with a national emergency such as the crisis. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts on the student loan forgiveness plan? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Well, my amazing and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Monday. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community and for joining me here every single day. To show my appreciation, my friends, I will be announcing 2 winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.